Hey, what's going on YouTube? In this video, we're going to be answering the question, is Online Trading Academy a scam? So for those of you guys who subscribe to my channel, who watch my videos regularly, you know my channel, you know what it's about. Because of the title of this video, it's going to bring in a lot of people just searching on YouTube, is Online Trading Academy a scam? Or people looking for information about Online Trading Academy. So I wanted to take a second to kind of address the people who are new to my channel. I'm guessing you recently attended either the half-day seminar or the two-day course through Online Trading Academy. Maybe you're considering signing up for their week-long core strategy class or their options, Forex, futures trading classes. But if you're anything like me, and I attend a lot of these like seminars and workshops and how to make money courses and things like that, and if you're anything like me, the first thing you do when you get home from one of these things is hop on your phone and or on the computer and, is XYZ course a scam? Is this worth the money? Is it legit? And maybe, a lot of times I don't even wait till I get home. A lot of times, as I'm sitting in during a presentation, I'm like, is tax lien buyers of America a scam? And I'm like, are these guys on bullshit? Should I even sit through the rest of this? So that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video. We're going to be talking about, is Online Trading Academy legit or is it a scam? I tend to ramble, I tend to make really long videos, so I'm just going to cut to the chase and tell you guys it's not a scam. It's legit. It's much different than any, I went to some stock trading sales pitch for, Kevin O'Leary sells his name to somebody or licenses his name to pro traders or something like that, or proactive traders, I think it is. It was a Neil deGrasse or somebody like that licenses his name. I've been to a number of these things. An Online Trading Academy is a lot different than any seminar or sales pitch or get-rich-quick kind of hotel seminar type thing you've ever been to or ever seen. And I'll talk about the differences in a little bit, but I mean, Online Trading Academy doesn't just come to your town and rent a hotel banquet room for 2 days, charge you $5,000, give you a book, and say good luck, see you never. They have a real office. They have computer labs in the office. It's small group settings. It's real training. It's not just videos. Like, you actually are sitting in a classroom, which we'll get more into that. But I think the accountability factor, as well as having a teacher that you can actually ask questions to and somebody who's sitting over your shoulders, makes it a lot easier to learn. But again, that's why it's a lot different than any other type of hotel seminar or anything else like that you've ever been to before. Now, in terms of scams, right? Everybody loves to throw out the term scam. Is this a scam? Is that a scam? And I get it, right? There are a ton of, especially when it comes to education and making money, there's a ton of fucking scams out there. Everything from, there's courses where people pay $8,000 to learn how to be a pharmacy tech. And a pharmacy tech is something that doesn't require any training to do, and it's a job that's going to pay $11 to $13 an hour. So it's stupid to pay $8,000 to take a course on how to be a pharmacy tech when you can just walk into Walgreens and apply and get a job like that, right? There are a lot of especially for people who are into the entrepreneurship niche and things like that, there are a ton of scammy bullshit courses online and on YouTube and Udemy, not Udemy so much, those are cheaper, but Teachable, and every online guru is pitching some course, and it's thousands of dollars for this Amazon course, and half the time it's not even content made for the course. There's a lot of people who sell courses for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and you buy the course and all they do is send you a bunch of links to a bunch of their YouTube videos that are up for free. And what a slap in the face that people can watch these videos for free. You pay $3,000 and the guy just sends you a link of these videos, maybe in a certain order. Yeah, that's an obvious scam. I used to work for a call center, and we took calls for the Carlton Sheets No Money Down Real Estate Pro. I've been to a lot of these hotel seminars for The Amazing Seller, or who's the other guy from Shark Tank? Damon John's How to Be a Millionaire, or Kevin O'Leary licenses his name to this stock trading course. When we talk about scams, some things are outright scams, right? Some things aren't scams. You're getting what you paid for, but it may be not worth the money. It may not be a good deal. So first off, right off the bat, Online Trading Academy is not a scam. That's not to say it's right for you. That's not to say it's not right for you. That's not to say you're going to see an ROI on this or you're going to make your money back, and it's not to say it's not to. I'm not going to make this video to tell you, yeah, you should take the course, or no, you shouldn't take the course. My aim in this video is to give you the information and present as much of a picture about this course and this organization as possible so that you can make an informed decision for yourself on whether this is going to be kind of worth the money. Now, one of the big things about this video, I'm always curious about things, so I search on YouTube. There's a ton of videos just like this video right here, talking about reviewing Online Trading Academy and talking about, is Online Trading Academy a scam? And the big difference here is most of these people have not gone through the Online Trading Academy course. Most of these people went to either a half-day sales pitch or a 2-day weekend workshop, and they're making videos talking about the entire course and either saying it's good or it's bad. That would be like me watching a preview for a movie and then giving a movie review on the movie, right? Like, you can't watch a preview and actually do a movie review. You can't read the back cover of a book and do a book report on it. So I've actually gone through the course. I just actually graduated from the core strategy course today. Let me see here. I don't know, I got a graduation certificate in here somewhere. But anyhow, I went through the course. I graduated today. It's a week-long course. Very, very intensive. Probably, I've been out of school for a number of years, but probably one of the most difficult, most challenging things that I've done in a long time, kind of mentally and wrapping your head around this. But they did a great job of kind of breaking down all the information for you. Like I said, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about this. None of them have actually gone through the course. And there's one particular girl, her name is Stock Girl. Or Stock Girl? Yeah, I think it's Stock Girl. And she's done several videos about Online Trading Academy. I think because it brings in a lot of reviews. It's probably one of the larger, more well-known trading courses, trading seminars. And she does all these reviews about it, but she's never actually gone through it. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a full picture. Let's see. So we talked about let's define a scam. I'm not going to tell you that you should or shouldn't take this course. One other thing to keep in mind, if you start reading reviews, I've seen some reviews where people didn't like the people who worked at the center they went to. One thing to keep in mind is I think there might be one main organization out in California, but aside from that, these are all franchises. So, keep in mind, maybe you've been to TGI Fridays, maybe you hate TGI Fridays altogether, but maybe you've been to one TGI Fridays and it was awesome and you loved it and you had a friendly waiter and the manager came by and introduced himself, he was cool, all that stuff. And then maybe you went to another TGI Fridays and you went to the bathroom and there was poop smeared on the wall and the waitress was rude and you asked for the manager and the manager told you to fuck off and you're like, oh, I'm never going to, keep in mind, just like TGI Fridays is actually I don't even know if TGI Fridays is a franchise, but you get my point. When you have franchises, some are going to be better than others. I actually went to the Online Trading Academy in Chicago, actually technically outside of Chicago in Lombard. Awesome people. The owner and his brother, amazing. The staff, great. The instructor actually came in from out of town, but she was fantastic as well. I really have nothing but great things to say about the people who run the facility that I was at. I have seen some less than stellar reviews on YouTube and other things, so just keep in mind if you happen to read a review that talks about the people who own the thing or the people who work there being assholes, keep in mind that's that facility. It is franchises, so there may be a little, obviously they're all teaching the same course, but there may be a little bit of discrepancy between locations. One of the things a lot of you guys are probably wondering, and the thing that I wonder a lot too, because I'm a natural skeptic, right? Like I said, there's a lot of scams and stuff in education. I mean, if you're coming from outside of my channel and you're not familiar with the online guru space, you may not get this, but most of the largest, most popular how to sell on Amazon FBA guys, they don't actually sell on Amazon FBA. They don't actually make any money. They're not successful at it, but they know enough to talk a good game, and they make all their money off of courses. Probably one of the biggest course sellers in terms of how to make money on Amazon FBA. Somebody discovered his Amazon FBA account. He sold 2 products, 2 failed products, and he's never been successful on Amazon, but he makes hundreds of thousands of dollars selling courses on it. And that kind of brings us to the whole thing about if you can't teach. And I have the same question, right? When I was thinking about signing up for this, one thing that I always ask myself is, or that I always kind of tell myself, is only take advice from somebody if you would change places with them. So if someone who's unemployed and living in their mom's basement is trying to give me advice, would I want to change places with them? Probably not. So I probably don't want to listen to their advice. On the flip side, if somebody is successful and happy and doing well in life and they give me some advice, well, yeah, I may want to listen to that guy. So during this course, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, to the person who was instructing the 2-day course I went to, I'm like, if this person's making so much money, why are they teaching these classes? Like, I would be sitting on a beach somewhere. I wouldn't be teaching these classes. So that was one of the things. Then when I went into, they kind of have like education counselors who are kind of the salespeople. When I went into that guy's office and he was kind of trying to close the sale, he's like, yeah, I trade and it's great and blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm like, why are you working here? And I almost wanted to be like, show me your trading account. Show me your bank account. If you don't have more money in your bank account or your brokerage account than I do, I probably don't want to sign up for your thing. If you learned here, and obviously I didn't ask him to show me his bank account, but one thing I will say that really impressed me is the particular, and I don't know that this is going to be the case everywhere, but the particular instructor who taught my class at the beginning of the week, she said, I'm going to try to make $5,000 right in front of you guys this week while we're in class. And true to her word, the first day, I think she did like an oil futures trade, $1,900. I think in the second or third day, she did another trade, $2,300 profit. Another day, I think there was a $130 profit. Another day, there was a $400-something profit. But anybody, I can tell you, I have a Shopify store that makes $1 million a year, and you really have no way to validate that or know if that's true or not. I legit saw my instructor place these trades right in front of me. She drew out the chart. She said, here's a supply zone, here's a demand zone, here's the range we want to buy in, here's where we want to sell. This is why we're making this trade. I anticipate the price coming up to here. We're going to sell short. It's going to come down to here. It's going to hit a demand zone down here. We're going to sell it there, and hopefully we make X amount of money. And I legit saw it happen right in front of me. So this isn't somebody who's just talking. Like, what she said actually came to fruition, and she obviously showed us right in front of our own very eyes that she was a successful trader. And she and pretty much everybody who I came across at this course said, look, I don't need to do this for the money. I truly enjoy teaching and helping people. And, well, I know a lot of times that sounds cheesy, and it's like, yeah, great sales pitch, great thing to say. I really did get the impression that they enjoyed helping people. They were passionate about trading. They were passionate about teaching and instructing people. So as far as that goes, I thought that was all legit. So let's see. If you're so good, okay. So who should and who shouldn't take this course, right? Because even though it's not a scam, that doesn't mean it's right for everybody. So I'll tell you who shouldn't take the course. If you don't have at least elementary computer skills, you shouldn't take the course until you get up to that level. And I'm going to tell you why. There was a number of older people in my class who admittedly say, I'm not good with computers. They don't even know the difference between a right mouse click and a left mouse click. They don't know how to minimize a window. They don't know how to cancel out a window. They don't know how to turn on a computer. And, the instructors are very, what's the word I'm looking for? The instructors are very accommodating and try to help everybody. And while it is small class sizes, the material covered in, trading stocks, trading futures, finding supply and demand zones. This is really, really complicated, really challenging stuff, and they do a great job of breaking it down. However, if you don't even have computer basics, if you don't even know how to open a computer program or how to use your mouse, you are at a severe disadvantage. So whereas like I'm good on a computer, right? And even I don't want to say I struggled, but even I found it very challenging to learn the material and to map out stock charts and things like that using, what's the program they use? It's a company out of Chicago. Anyhow, it's not important. Even though I know how to use a computer, I found the other material very challenging. So I can imagine if you don't even know basic elementary computer skills and the instructor saying, okay, open this browser, okay, click this tool, okay, put a horizontal line across the screen. A lot of these people in my class were like, left mouse click or right mouse click. And I'm not trying to make fun of them. I get it. Not everybody has computer skills, but if you want to take the course and you don't know anything about computers, I would recommend you go down to your public library. They probably offer, I don't know, like a Microsoft Word course or an Excel course. And granted, Microsoft Word and Excel have nothing to do with trading stocks, but at least you'll learn like how to minimize a browser tab, how to open up a browser tab, how to close out a program, what a left click is, what a right click is, because like I said, if you go into the class without those skills, you're at a severe disadvantage. I'll give you an analogy. It would almost be like you don't even know how to skate, you don't even know how to ice skate, but you go to like an intermediate or advanced hockey camp, and everybody else knows how to skate, and they're talking about stick handling and how to skate backwards and how to come at the net. And everybody else already has kind of the basic skill set and is zipping around the ice, and you don't even know how to stand up on two skates, and you're like, and they're trying to teach you, puck handling skills, and you're just trying to keep from falling on your ass. So again, I'm not saying you shouldn't take the course, but if you have very, very basic computer skills, I would suggest taking a basic computer class. You can probably find a free one at your community center. If you happen to be a little bit older, you're a senior citizen, there's probably some free community resource that will teach you some basic computer skills. I would highly suggest doing that before you go into the class. One of the beautiful things about Online Trading Academy is, like I said, it's not just something that's coming to a hotel banquet room for 2 days and leaving. You can you can do free retakes of their courses for life. So if you're not sure about your computer skills and you decided to go take the class and you're a little bit behind everybody else because of that lack of computer skills, well, you can sign up for the next month's course and go back and take it all over again. But I think you'll be much less frustrated if you go into this with at least some basic computer skills. Another person who shouldn't go to this, if you are not ready to fully commit yourself to it, don't go to it. And the reason I say that is this isn't something where you're going to go sit in on the class and kind of pay half-ass attention and come out of it and be making money trading stocks. This is advanced stuff. The class is 8 hours a day. It's really intensive. You really can't be like zoning out or playing on your phone. You really need to be paying attention. Pretty much every evening there's homework. And after sitting in a class, just being, especially the first 2 days of the class are the roughest. That's when you're getting most of the material. By day 3 or 4, you're actually playing around in TradeStation. You're actually making trades. I'll be honest, the first 2 days are rough. It's a lot of information, and you walk out of there just completely mentally exhausted. But when you get home, there's homework assignments. So you have to watch some videos. You have to take some tests. A lot of times they'll give you some supplementary information to consume, whether it be a YouTube video or you're going to have this My Online Trading Academy kind of back-end portal with all of these resources. So you're going to be in class for 8 hours a day, and then you're going to go home, and you're probably going to have another hour to 2.5 hours worth of homework. So if you aren't fully committed to this, don't go into it. These programs aren't cheap. I don't want to start throwing out prices because, like I said, it's all franchises. They give you discounts. They have like military discounts. There's all different types of packages, but I think you're going to be spending for core strategy, I want to say at least $5,000, maybe upwards of $10,000. And then I think for their like mastermind group, you're looking at somewhere between $25,000 and $50,000, depending on how many like core assets that you go into. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, well, who would pay that? That's like a college education. Who would pay that? Actually, a college education these days is substantially more than that. But I think it was Stock Girl was like, if you're going to shell out this much money for something, why wouldn't you go to college for something like that can actually get you a job and make you money? Have you guys not been paying attention to college? Do you know how many people have gone through college, wasted 4 years of their life, gotten into debt, $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 to come out of school with some general liberal arts degree or women's studies or gender studies or 15th century Russian literature, or even like a basic marketing degree? And you know how many people there are with college degrees working at Target or working at Starbucks? Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with working at Target or working at Starbucks, but you don't need to spend $150,000 on a college education to do that. Even if you do manage to land like a white-collar job or an office job, a lot of times those jobs, you're coming out of school $35,000, $40,000 a year, which is pretty much about the same that you could get working a retail job. Granted, you have a little bit more upside, but a college degree is no longer what it used to be. I don't even mean to get off on a totally different tangent, but if there's any younger people watching this who are thinking about going to college, check out an interesting program called Praxis. It's a 1-year program, costs 11 grand. You come out of school, you come out of it having paid back the 11 grand plus having made an extra 2. So you come out of it having made 13 grand. You've only wasted 1 year of your life. It all has been laser focused on either like marketing, copywriting, sales, a tangible skill. First 6 months is online study. Second 6 months is an intensive internship, and you are guaranteed a job paying 45 or 50 grand a year after you graduate. Total side note there, but if any younger people who are thinking about college are watching, and because we got into this whole education discussion, I just did want to throw that out there. It's called Praxis, so some of you guys might want to check that out. But my point is, learning to trade stocks and manage your investment is a valuable skill. Whether you're looking to be an active trader or whether you're just looking to manage the money in your retirement fund, your 401k, your IRA. The stock market has been tanking for the past couple weeks, maybe even the past month or 6 weeks. If you have a larger value account, potentially you've seen your account drop $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So if you commit yourself to getting educated and managing your own account and not just making money when the market goes up, but making money when it's up, when it's down, when it's sideways, it could well be worth the money to attend this. So again, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you've probably attended their half-day workshop or their 2-day workshop. For anybody who hasn't attended or isn't really familiar with how things go, typically how it works, they have a free, like 1 half-day workshop. You go in, they kind of talk about their program, tell you a little bit about the market, give you a couple gems of wisdom, but it's going to be very basic, and more than anything, it's a sales pitch. Now, after that first half-day workshop, there's another paid workshop. Now, this one, I've heard different prices thrown out. I think it could be on the low end, maybe $150 to on the high end, maybe $400, probably somewhere about in the middle. That's interesting. It's an all-day Friday. Is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I forget if it's 2 days or 3 days. But it's all day I think it's all day Friday and Saturday. Now, at that, they kind of talk more about the Online Trading Academy course, the different areas you can go to. So it's a little bit of a sales pitch, but they also teach you a lot about the market. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't invest, who doesn't have a retirement account, you've never bought a stock, you've never bought a mutual fund, maybe your company offers a 401k program and you've never even bothered to put your money into it, I would highly recommend somebody like that attend this course. Now, most of the information that they teach is probably stuff you could find online for free. I think the accountability of having to sit there and listen to it, as well as having an instructor that you can ask questions to, is really helpful and really kind of comes in hand. It's going to force you to actually sit down and listen to the material. But again, if you have like no financial education, I think it would be very smart, whether you go to this course or just learn it on your own, it would be very wise to get yourself a little bit of financial education, even if it's just going online and reading Investopedia or something like that. But there's a lot of interesting stuff they tell you. One thing that kind of clicked with me and made a lot of sense, and it is kind of a sales tactic to scare you a little bit to get you to join their thing, but it also makes a lot of sense. So, and here's one thing that I had a hard time kind of wrapping my head around in terms of buying into their strategy, their theory, etc. is I spend a lot of time on investing forums and things like that, whether it be Reddit, Mr. Money Mustache's forum, CityDebt, whatever other forums, and everybody will tell you time in the market beats timing the market. Almost everybody who tries to time the market fails. Just put your money into some mutual fund, VTSAX, and just let it sit, and in the long run, you're going to be profitable. Now, historically speaking, that is true, but here's something interesting. So the market's going up, and when we talk about investing and money compounding, that's completely reliant on time, right? The more time your money is in the market, and the more you continue to reinvest, the more time your money has in the market. Well, what if the market shoots up for a couple years, and then we have a crash? And it takes the market another 2 or 3 years just to get back to where you're even to where you were 2 or 3 years ahead. Now in the long run, it's probably still going to continue to rise, and you probably are going to have more money in the long run. Your money is going to compound. But think about that 2 or 3 year time frame that the market takes to recover back to even from a crash. Your money, that's 2 or 3 years less that your money has not been compounding and growing, and it's just kind of wasted time. And that's kind of scary. If there's a long-term crash, or even in the course of your lifetime before retirement, you're probably likely to sit through 2, 3, 4 crashes. So if each one of those crashes or corrections takes a year, 2 years, 3 years to get back to even, and you sit through 3 or 4 of them, potentially that's anywhere from like 4 to 10 years of just kind of wasted time. So Online Trading Academy, and I'll get into kind of what their overall strategy is, but they're going to teach you to make money on the way up, on the way down, and when the market's moving sideways. They're going to teach you how to create kind of multiple revenue streams with your money, through stocks and options and kind of different tools. So, whereas the one guy is making money up here, then wastes 2 or 3 years when the market's crashing, and then in the long run winds up good, you're going to be making money up here. You're going to be making money on the way back down. Market trades sideways for a while, you're going to make money there too. And when the market goes back up, you are going to make money there as well. Now, this is assuming that you trade well and are profitable. So here's kind of what Online Trading Academy's strategy is in a nutshell. So kind of their theory, their strategy, and they kind of present it to you and show you how it works. But basically, institutions obviously have inside information that we'll never have, right? You and me as the average person are at a severe disadvantage. One small advantage that we have is because we're not as huge as them, we're a little bit more nimble in the markets, right? We can make quicker moves. We can get our orders filled all the time because we're not trying to buy millions of shares of something. When institutions buy, it leaves a mark, it leaves a pattern on the chart, so you can kind of see supply and demand zones. And so kind of their strategy is to learn how to spot these supply and demand zones, buy in the supply zone. You kind of know where the demand zone is going to be. When the market comes back up to the demand zone, you sell, and literally you can just ping, up, down, up, down. I'm riding the wave up and selling at the top. I'm selling short, riding it down, and closing that position at the bottom. I'm not fully confident in this. Like I said, I just graduated today. I imagine it's going to take me several weeks, potentially even several months before I'm like super comfortable and super confident with what I'm doing. But having come out the course after the 7 days, I at least know their process. Yeah, there's room for improvement, but I've made a couple successful trades, and what everything rides on is money management and risk management. So their strategy is, which is something, going through this course made me realize how uneducated I was when I was supposedly trading in the past. Following the 2008 crash, I made a good amount of money. I bought my first house, or at least I got my money for the down payment on my first house off of like $700. I had $700 I put in the market. I ran it up to $10,000 or $13,000, somewhere between then, and I used that money as a down payment to buy my first house. And I kind of started getting cocky, and so I'm like, I'm a pretty good stock trader. And in reality, studies have shown this, you literally could have thrown darts at a dartboard, excuse me, and been a successful trader. Well, when everything's going up and going sky high and kind of correcting from all-time lows, well, of course, everybody can make money. But I quickly learned that I'm not as skilled of a trader as I thought. And looking back, I was really stupid. Like, I wasn't even using stop losses. I was kind of just buying and hoping things would go in my direction. Obviously, institutions and CNBC and all these things are kind of on the inside, putting out fake news to get the novices or the suckers to buy in. There's actually a great, I'm going to drop it in at this part of the video. There should be an end card at the top. There's actually a video of Kramer from CNBC, a video that wasn't supposed to be released, but a disgruntled employee of his released it, where he talks about manipulating markets and basically shitting on all of our heads. Again, end card's going to be right there. But you kind of see how they manipulate the market. And then you got order books, which some people say, okay, you can tell what's going to happen with order books. But again, institutions only have to show you 10% of your orders, and institutions play games to kind of disguise the orders so that you can't tell what's going on. So Online Trading Academy, you're looking for these footprints they leave on the charts. you're setting a limit order, you're setting a stop loss. So the most you can ever lose on a trade is 2%. You don't even have to take a 2% risk. If you want to take a 1.5% risk or a 1% risk or a 0.5% risk, you just set your stop loss shorter. But the most that you can ever lose on a trade is 2%, and we're going for minimum 3 to 1 returns. So you only have to be right 25% of the time. If I'm right on one stock trade and wrong on 3 stock trades, I'm still going to be profitable in the end. So that's kind of what everything's riding on, is we're going to limit our risk. We're going to find, you're not going to be right all the time. Their strategy or their theory, it's not 100% true, but it does stack the odds in your favor in the same way that somebody who counts cards can make money at a casino because they get just a slight odd over the casino, but over time that slight odd is going to tilt in their favor and can potentially make them a lot of money. With Online Trading Academy strategy, by being able to spot supply and demand zones and kind of know these target zones, you're able to put the odds in your favor. We're minimizing our risk, and we're going for only 3 to 1, or hopefully ideally higher, 5 to 1, 9 to 1, 12 to 1. We're going to where we're going to make more money on our wins and we lose on our losses, and in the long run we should be profitable. Now, again, I just graduated today. I was mock trading in their course, and one kind of cool thing, they actually let you trade with real money. They have a brokerage account with real money in it, and you are trading with Online Trading Academy's money. They do limit your risk, right? So you got a teacher over your shoulder the whole time. The most that they'll let you wager, for lack of a better word, is, I forget, it was $1 a share or 20 cents a share, but they limit how much money you can put out there, and you do have somebody kind of watching, not like literally sitting over your shoulder, because there's like probably 12 or 15 of us in a classroom with one instructor and then one helper, but like we're literally trading with their real money. I had a couple successful trades during class, but overall, like, I was very impressed with everything. I thought the support was amazing, and for anybody who says like, oh, you can get all this information is available for free, just watch some YouTube videos, there's some free ebooks you can download, whatever else. I'm not necessarily denying that's true. These guys do have a patented method, although I'm sure there's 1,000 other people teaching something that's almost identical to their method. To me, what was really valuable about Online Trading Academy is, one, again, they're not some organization coming to a hotel seminar and selling you a book and shooting you a video for $5,000. They actually have physical offices, and I always like when a place has a physical office, right? Like, if you rip me off or really piss me off, there's a place that I can walk into and yell at somebody face to face. Like, that makes me a little bit more comfortable. Lifetime retakes of all the courses that you take and all the classes that you take. There's this back-end system called MyETA with all these helpful resources and guides and videos. They have these things called XLTs, where depending on which modules you're in, anywhere, pretty much every day of the week, there is a professional trader live trading online in front of you. They're giving you zones. You can ask questions in the chat section. If you make a trade and you want them to review that trade for you, you can take screenshots and email it into them, and they'll review your trade and tell you, oh, you went in at the wrong zone, or you did this, that, or the other. So they'll review your trades for you. They'll check your work for you. They have pro picks, which are they give you kind of a list of potential good stocks to trade. They'll give you the target zones where you want to get in. They'll tell you whether it's an hourly, a daily, a weekly, a monthly trade. I can't even begin. They also have a mastermind group, which is a higher tier, and you get even more information and more of this. But like, even just with Core Strategy and the Core Strategy XLTs, I can go back and take the course as many times as I want. I have these XLT sessions that I can sit in. I think it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All types of resources on the back end. I get 18 practice labs to where I can go live trade on TradeStation with an instructor. And one really interesting thing is they have this new program called Click. And basically, Click is a trading platform. And it's actually technically TradeStation, but that's kind of their interface for TradeStation. I think there's some YouTube videos on the subject. If I can find one, I'll put it right there. You can just click an end card right there. But basically, this Click program is absolutely amazing. I'm not going to say that it's like this automated supercomputer that does all the work for you, but it walks you through the 6-step process of placing a trade, and it's going to do a lot of work for you in terms of finding your zones, scoring your trade, telling you if your trade is fresh, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think I covered pretty much everything. I really can't say enough good stuff about these guys. This course isn't cheap, and ultimately, results are what matters. So maybe I'll make another follow-up video in a couple weeks or a couple months and let you guys know how my trading is going. If I wind up not making money trading, that's not necessarily to blame them. It could be me. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention. Maybe I'm not analytical enough, whatever it may be. But obviously, ultimately, at the end of the day, if I'm not more profitable and if I don't make back the money that I paid for this seminar, this course, plus some, it's a failure, but that's not necessarily to say that they're a scam or it's a bad program or anything else. This is complicated stuff. Me personally, I'm not a super analytical person. I'm not really a numbers person. I'm not an attention to detail person. So I have all that going against me. And oddly enough, like the first day and second day of this course, I was literally ready to walk out in the middle of it and just be like, fuck it. This is hard. I'm never going to understand this. I don't want to do it. I'm never going to be successful with it. Like, it's challenging. I'm not going to lie to you. But I stuck with it. And at the end of it, I'm pretty comfortable going through everything. And I'm pretty happy with the whole process. So if you guys have any questions about Online Trading Academy OTA, about the courses, about what it's like, if it's worth the money, if there's anything you're wondering about, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll try to answer the question if I can, or I'll try to get an answer from you. I have no affiliation with these guys. I have no connection to them. I think they might have some kind of referral program, so if I can get signed up for that, I'll drop it. Actually, I know they have a referral program. They don't even pay you out in cash, so I think you can put stuff towards courses or get Amazon gift cards, so it's not really like a true affiliate program. But heck, I took the time to make this video, so I might as well make some money for it, so make some money on it. So if I can find my referral link, if anybody is interested, I'll go ahead and drop it down below. If you want to help support me and support the channel, I'd appreciate it if you sign up through my link. But yeah, I mean, really, that's been kind of my experience. Like I said, I wanted to make this video because there's a lot of videos out there about Online Trading Academy. I haven't really found any of them where somebody has actually taken the course. It's somebody who went to the half-day sales pitch or the 2-day seminar. And then one other kind of funny thing, I notice in the comment section of these videos, it's very, like, I don't know if confrontational is the right word, but there's a lot of discussion. You can tell, like, people who didn't take the course are like, oh, it's a fucking ripoff, it's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And it's like they're almost kind of trying to justify to themselves that they made the right decision by not taking it. And then you see the people in the comment section who did take the course, and they're like, it's so worth the money, I'm so glad I did it. You just don't understand. And it's like they're trying to justify to themselves that they made the right decision and it wasn't a waste of money. So again, at the end of the day, it's not a scam. That's not to say it's good. That's not to say it's bad. That's not to say it's right for you. You have to kind of look at yourself and make that decision for yourself. But ultimately, I would say if your computer skills aren't up to par, get them up to par before you take the course. And if you are going to invest the money, it is a lot of money. If you decide that you're going to do it, make sure you're fully committed to the process, and you're going to take it seriously, and you're going to commit to going every day and doing the homework and continuing to educate yourself, and use all the resources and use all your lab sessions and everything after the fact. But man, these guys are awesome. Like, if I'm struggling with something, there is kind of like a student support IT guy who I can schedule a one-on-one session with, and I can go into their office and he'll sit down with me for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours and walk me through all this stuff. They have kind of graduate seminars where every Wednesday you can go in and there's like an hour to